Greetings, 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 greetings. How are y'all feeling on this Saturday, on this day of Saturn? Ashe, Ashe. We put something in here just in case anyone wants to commune. Greetings. How do you share? Greetings. How are you? How are you feeling on this Saturday? Listen, people were asking me to tag the link. I don't know how to do that. So catch the replay. Catch the replay, baby. Ashe, Ashe. I wanted to come in and, just chop it up a little bit, show my face. The kid has been under the weather. She is back on her feet, on the mend. Ayi bobo. Ashe yo. Yeah, so yesterday I was in my room, in my space, and I was just communing with the cards and just seeing what the messages was and what the messages were and what I wanted to share, what needed to be discussed, what needed to be talked about. And several of the cards came out. And I just wanted to say that the overall message is in regards to revenge. We've been working with our third eye, our mind's eye, Ashe. We've been activating, we've been communing, we've been seeing things. Because of that activation, we're starting to see people, especially, it's coming through with a lot of people, especially that have not been true friends, true mates. They have not had our best interest at heart. That does not want, what's best for us. We've been talking about those things. And since we're on this journey of aligning ourselves with spirit and learning to trust ourselves and learning to, lead with spirit and not hold on to people, places, and things that are no longer serving our purpose, I feel as though the cards that came out yesterday were vital. Ashe, Ashe. So with our third eye being activated, we're now starting to see, especially the people, places, and things. And now that we are getting a sense of betrayal, deceit, lies, trickery, people are using us, whether it's for monetary gain, whether it's for, riding on our coattails, regardless of what it is, we feel now that we see we have to do something in regards to that. And what's been coming through is the best thing to do is to acknowledge that, accept what has happened, learn from it, cut it out, cut them off, and move the fuck on. We are in Leo season, and Leo season is all about sun energy, bright energy, taking that fire with this inside of you, your fire, your passion, your willpower, your spirit, and going forward, now that you know a thing, when we're being presented with so many new ideas and opportunities and gifts, Ashe, Ashe, we tend to want to feel as though, what's going on, TG? We feel as though that in order to move on, we have to take care of some shit or get back or let these motherfuckers know where we are. And now that we know a thing and, we want to pay back. And the message that came through is that is a waste of your energy. That is a waste of your talents. That is a waste of your gifts. That is a waste of your time. You know what I'm saying? So it's telling you that, yes, while these people, places, and things have been using you, let them have that energy. They can't eat off you anymore. Ashe, Ashe. We're all about using this new energy that's coming in and not wasting it. When you're seeing these opportunities coming through, we always have a choice to make, crossroad energy. We always have a choice to make. Are we going to stay the course and move forward? Or are we going to say, wait a minute, pause, hold on, now that I see this shit, before I move on, everything has to be in alignment. I need to square this shit away before I can, move on. That is a waste. You are choosing to forego your new opportunities and the newness to still deal and dwell with the bullshit. That's not conducive to what you have going on. That is a waste of even activating your third eye. That's a waste of aligning yourself with spirit. That is a waste, period. So let me just show you the cards that came through. Here we have, there's a lot of deceit, lies, and trickeries and bullshit. There's a lot of illusions. Like you were under the illusion that these people were true. They were your friends. They wanted what's best for you. They rallying for you. They got your back. And you're starting to find out that shit is not true. Ashe, ashe. And as you can see, we got the sun and the moon out. And I've been speaking about the sun and the moon both being in Leo energy. We also know, if you've been rocking with Amethyst and Clover, that the ego resides in the mind. Your third eye is here, your pineal gland is here, and the ego is all up in here. So while we're getting our activation on, while we're getting our inspirations, and while we're getting our motivations, and we're getting all this creativity, this fire, this passion, we feel as though that we have to dead some shit. Let the universe do its work. Let the universe do its work, and I'm not talking about karma. I'm talking about universal law. What people throw out comes back to thee. And it was a hard lesson for me to learn that I didn't have to be around and I didn't have to put my energy into it to make sure that they got what was coming to them. That was a hard lesson for the kid. Once you realize a thing, you start to actually feel all of the weight and the burden and the pressures. This is what that card means. But when I look at these cards, because I look at these cards intuitively, when it comes out, it is definitely coming out that you've had enough. You're moving on. You have given all that you are willing to give, and you've learned a thing. You know a thing. It really is time to move on. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to forego your gifts for revenge? Or are you going to stay on the path and the course? Because don't forget, where you go, energy goes. So all of this time you've been working so hard and you've been doing your rituals and you've been doing your mantras and you've been doing your meditations and you've been vibrating high and you've been cutting out people, places, and things. And now that you can see a thing, you still see you got some stragglers hanging around, and you feel as though, oh, well, this must be for me to take care of. No. This is for you to acknowledge that, yes, these people, places, and things, they need to go as well. You weren't done. And this is an evolving life type of thing. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to always have people coming and going out of your life. You'll have some stability. You'll have some people that are stable. You'll have some people that have been loyal. You'll have some people that are truly down for you, that truly love you, family, friends, and otherwise. And take a look at the way that this pinnacle is coming across. We have that crescent moon energy in the midst of the sun. So just know that you're on a level up. You hear a lot of people talking about, the fifth dimension and ascension and how everybody can't go. Now is that time. You got your ticket. It's time to get on a train. Now, if you decide that you're going to put your life on hold to deal with revenge, you're going to miss the train. You're going to miss it. It's not going to sit here and wait for you. This is the last call. This is the all aboard. This is the get on or get left. That's what it is. And when you have people trying to keep you where they are. And I'm want to tell you, when you go low, I'll take you to the gutter, baby. But now is not that time. Now is to let them stay low. Now is the time that let them stay exactly where they are. They've gotten all they can get from you. They've gotten all they're going to get from you. And it's time to move on. It truly, truly is. It really is time to move on. The sun is charging you up. Your soul is screaming at you. You have so many opportunities. At what point do you have some trust and do you have some faith? No, you cannot see everything. So you want to focus on the things that you can see. That's a waste. Please take this to your altar. Take my advice. It is time to, take a leap of faith. We got the amethyst card, we got the amethyst stone popping off here. That's all about, purple is all about spirituality. This is a level up for you spiritually. And if people can keep you stagnant and keeping you focused on them, they're still winning. If you're like, yo, yeah, now I see that this person done used me, let me go ahead and do that. They're still using you. Just so we clear, they're still using you. You're still willing to give your energy to them, even if it's on some payback type shit. The best thing you can do for a person and come through to my tribe is shine on them. Shine on them. Live your life. Do what you're going to do. Move on. That came through from my tarot lady, Ashe. I am possible. She gave me that reminder. Ayi Bobo. Thank you so much for that, sister girl, because it's a hard charge. When people do you so dirty and so grimy, like we got Khalees out here talking about all this shit about how people have done her wrong, and they have, but she's moving on, but then something draws her right back into the bullshit. At some point, you're going to have to make a conscious decision. See, she's in her yellow dress. Mental energy, clarity. At some point, you're going to have to make a conscious decision to let all of that go and to follow your spirit and to go where you are being driven to go. You are such a loving, warm-hearted, generous, caring person. But it's time to tap into your instinct, into your instincts. It's time to tap into your mental, that balance that we've been talking about. Beautiful things are definitely on the way. They're in the making. You see some, and look at so much more is coming through. We got our solar plexus, your sensuality, your sexuality. That's a whole nother video. It's really been on my spirit to talk about sensuality, sexuality, and spirituality. How we have been programmed and forced to believe that being sexual and sensual, especially as feminine energy, how that's like a no-brainer. But, I'm getting off topic here. But that is what's happening. Yes, you're starting to see. What do you do with what you see? Please do not waste your energy. They are not worth your goals. They are not worth your higher purpose. They are not worth your higher self. They're not worth you at all on any level. The best thing you can do at this time is to accept the level up. Level up. That's a trick. That's a mind trick. Don't let these people have you believing that you still got to engage in arguments and getting closure. You don't need another person to get closure. You don't need to tell a person off to get closure. You don't need to pay them back for what they've done to you to get closure. See, a lot of us, we use closure as a crutch because we're too afraid to take that leap and go into the unknown. We're too afraid, to do our spiritual cleansing and come through the voodoo diva and Haru Akhenaten for coming through and reminding us that when you're going underwater, you're doing that spiritual cleanse. We've been talking about doing the baths and doing the showers and, doing the cleaning, not of just your house inside and outside, but of mind, body, and spirit. Now is that time. Why go through all of these spiritual, high vibrating things just to take all that energy and power and use it for negative? Why? These are the hard questions that, it's time to start asking ourselves. If you're talking about this is a burden, people are a burden on you, and it's time to move on and it's time to let go, why are you still trying to find ways to entertain them? Why are you still trying to find ways to inadvertently keep them in your life? What's done is done. It's over. It's time to close out that chapter. It's time to close it out. See, she has on like a yellowish type of coat. She's using her power, her willpower. She's gone through so much. She has carried people as far as she can go. She has taken on this job and she's done everything that she can do. Wherever you are in life, yeah, you may be feeling a sense of being overwhelmed and tired and drained. And it's telling you that people, places, and things, you need to let them go. It will lighten your load. It will free you from a burden. A lot of us are bearing crosses that are not meant for us to bear. These are not our problems. That's their problems. I've also been talking to people in regards to just because others are not where they feel as though they should be, doesn't mean that you can't be joyous and celebrate yourself. That's another burden. Well, let me not celebrate too loud. Let me not show too much of my success because, I know that others may not be, where, baby, we're not doing none of that. We're not doing none of that. Yes, it's one thing to be mindful, but it's another thing to suppress and shrink yourself for others That's still making them happy. Oh yeah, well, she got a new car, but I'm not. No dim in my sunbeams. No dim in my sunbeams. No dim in my sunbeams. No dim in my moonbeams. Baby, ain't no dim in me, period. I've gone through that cycle and I've gone through that phase as well. With all of this blue as well, since we're talking about it, let's talk about it. Now is also the time for you to not being afraid to express how you feel in regards to what it is. And I know society, baby, that cancel culture is live and real and everything. How to the ever, you're still an individual. You still have your own thoughts and your own feelings and your own ideas on things. Everybody wants to make things in such a linear thing and right and wrong. Baby, listen. That night and day, you too have the freedom to disagree. You too have the freedom to have an original thought. You too have the freedom to be who you are. We're not trying to conform. Ashe, Ashe. This is about your spiritual growth. This is about you growing as an individual. And your growth is not measured by other people. Your success should not be measured by other people either. And their perception should never be your reality. How they see you, how they view you is not who you are. Ashe, Ashe, because baby, let me tell you, if I allow myself to align myself to how people see me, listen, take this all to your altar. These are the things that you have to be willing to stand alone on. You have to be willing to hold the line. You are the line. You have to be willing to say, you know what? That's not for me. You're not for me. I may be too much for you or not enough for you. And sometimes people want to sit up there and try to play the 50 and make it a little bit of everything. Don't get caught up into that matrix, Ashe. Oh, oh boy, I'm right on track. Throat culture. Listen, the throat chakra, yeah. You know, say what you mean and mean what you say and come from a place of love. Ashe, Ashe. And however it is conveyed, that is not your cross to bear. I had a good conversation with some of my Mustangs, and we were talking about forgiveness, and we were talking about apologizing. I'm not apologizing for the things that I say. I said that shit. I meant that shit. I stand by that shit. That's what it is. Society, people say how they really feel and think that it's supposed to be all better from an apology. And I get the importance of apologizing. I get it. I get it. But if we say what we mean and mean what we say and let the chips fall where they may, I feel as though that a lot, we would be moving forward a lot as a person and as a society. They sit up there and say their truth, and then, you know, the cancel culture start coming, and then they be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yes, the fuck you did. This is why you can't get nowhere in life, because you're so worried about somebody canceling you. Do you know how many times I've been canceled, baby? Do you know how many times? It is uncomfortable for a few, but I do get the other side. Yeah, it is uncomfortable for a few. That's for you to work out. I can't tell you how to be you. I can't tell you what to do. That's not why I'm here. What I am saying is you have to find some comfortability in you being you. You're gonna forgo being uncomfortable. You're gonna forgo being comfortable. So you're gonna make yourself uncomfortable to make others comfortable. If that's your path, that's your path. It's not mine. And it's not my warriors either. You know, everything in life is uncomfortable. You know, taking this spiritual cleanse is uncomfortable. Taking this leap of faith, baby, it is uncomfortable. But when things are comfortable, it's meant to shake you up. Remember, we talked about being in the cocoon, being a caterpillar going into a cocoon. Baby, I'm sure it is very uncomfortable. You used to being out and free, and now you're in this cocoon and it's tight, and you're changing within it. Change is very uncomfortable. I think that's the thing that everybody wants that everything was. No. Shit is uncomfortable like a motherfucker. Let's be clear. A lot of us, everybody is going through some form of change and some form of shadows, and everybody's going through. And it's uncomfortable for everybody. And it's our job to find the comfortability for ourselves. And if making you uncomfortable standing on your own 2 feet, if that makes you uncomfortable, staying true to you, if that makes you uncomfortable, there's your shadow work and there's your root work. You see what I'm saying? That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is accepting our birthright. This is our right. We have a divine right to be authentically who we are. Now, how are we supposed to do that if we're so focused on John Blonde and Jane fucking us over? How are we supposed to find our true purpose if we're so focused on people that hurt us? And that's not, I make it sound easy. I know a lot of us make it sound easy. On one side of the coin, it's very easy. Fuck it. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm going to just go ahead and take my shit and get the fuck up out of here. I'm tired of being burdened with all kinds of craziness. I'm tired of not getting the things that I want and need out of life because I'm so focused on others and I'm so focused on people that you'd rather focus on the hurt than the healing. You'd rather focus on the sabotage than the moving on. And you're wondering why the good things aren't coming to you. Again, where you go, energy goes. So if you are focused on your goal, your dream, and you find out with your third eye is now activated, hallelujah, you find out that people have now done you wrong. If you get yourself off of your path and focus on the negative, that's where that energy is going to go. It's going to go from a positive to a negative. And you're thinking life is supposed to stand still while you take care of this bullshit when they've been telling you the whole time they got you. At what point do you have some faith? Look, falling. At what point do you have some faith? At what point do you really hone in on the spiritual guidance and the spiritual connection that you've developed? You've aligned yourself to. And again, it's not as easy as it sounds, but then at the same time, it really is. This is why people think that some people are cold-hearted. This is why some people think that people are selfish. This is because they're not willing to entertain you. Because I'm not willing to entertain you, then now all of a sudden I'm a narcissist. Then now all of a sudden I'm out for self. Well, you got to be a little of those things. Self-care, self-love, self-appreciation, self-affirmation is self. You got to be a little selfish. It's in the word, self. You have to be a little narcissistic. It's about balance. But if you don't think that you're the greatest thing walking, why should anybody else? Take that to your altar. That's where the real training is, the uncomfortable stage. Always have faith. Yes, but some people don't want the uncomfortable phase. A lot of people in life, I have sons, both my sons. They're very smart, and things come to them easily. The way they understand, the way they process, the way that they absorb information is very, very fast. It's very, very easy. And I think that, like my sons, a lot of people take certain things for granted. So when things are not as easy, the first thing they want to do is say, oh, that's not for me. If it was for me, it would be easy. It wouldn't be this hard. How do you know? Sometimes you got to get up, get out and get something. Sometimes you got to get dirty. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to put in that work. And this is what that Leo energy is all about. It's about taking action. But the question is, what course of action are you willing to take? Are you willing to take a chance on you? And let's be clear, that is also these thoughts, these old ways of doing things. We're saying we're breaking patterns and we're letting go of these old patterns. Don't forget the way of your thinking, the way you think about things, that's a pattern. That's one of those old patterns. Tit for tat. And I tell people all the time, I'm always tat. You want to be tit, I'm going to always be tat. But I had to learn that there's a different way about being tat. Have it. And I'm really big on, I need you to know that I know that you think that I don't know what you don't want me to know. Bitch, I know. that is, I still struggle with that to this day. I don't like feeling like, um, yeah, I know the song. I don't like the feeling that people feel as though they got something over on me. I don't like it. I'm sure that there, like most people feel that way, or some people really don't give a fuck about that. Let's be clear. But I am one of those people that feel as though I don't like that thought. Did you think you got one over on me? Mm-mm. I need you to know. Yeah, yeah, boo. I know. I saw you. I see you. But again, I'm still giving my energy. I'm still entertaining you on some level. And then that just sparks a whole nother conversation, a whole nother argument. And now I'm going toe to toe, blow for blow. I'm going with you over here. And all my newness is like, oh, she must have changed her mind. She must not want it. So we just gonna go ahead, let this go, and get on board with that shit. And that's where we start to feel a burden all over again. These are vicious ass cycles. So if you keep feeling like you just can't get ahead, you got your spirit guides, your spirit animals, your ancestors, baby, come through. They are telling you, you see, they screaming at you. A lot of this shit is in your mind. You're thinking, oh, what my niece said yesterday, because I was talking to her as I was getting, the cards and everything together. She said, get the devil out your thoughts. Baby, that's what she said. Get the devil out your thoughts. Get the devil out your thoughts. Don't forget that sun energy rocks with the ego. Get the devil out your thoughts. Be willing. So we got a lot of blues, greens, and yellows. Be willing to choose you. Be willing to allow spirit to lead. Be willing to shine. Some people do not want others to be happy because they're not happy. Some people don't want others to shine because they don't want to come out of the shadows and shine themselves. You feel me? Balance that out for yourself. But it's time to level up. It is time to move on from old thoughts, old dreams. Some of us are still trying to make these dreams work. No matter what we do, we keep hitting a roadblock. Have you ever stopped to consider that it's not for you? Just because you want it, don't make it so. Or the way that you're going about it. Maybe it's not even the dream. Maybe the dream is right, but the course of action that you're taking is not right. It's not up to par. Is not the way. And you're being too rigid, too rigid in your vision. You didn't leave any room for life. You didn't leave any room for source. You didn't leave any room for your loved ones because they have been rallying for you. Some of us are giving too much of ourselves. Ashe Pops. Some of us are giving too much of ourselves to others. And there's a lot of on the lower end of things. And I spoke about this the other day. If you have a problem with someone, don't take it on the chin. That's not vibrating high. Say what you have to say and then let it go. Take that to your altar because I'm that type of person. I have to find some type of release. So I'm not going to address it. If the spirit is telling me that it's not worth it, as you can see, my mind is playing devil's advocate because sometimes you really do have to say what you need to say. But once you say what you need to say, let that be that. Or you can journal it, turn it into a ritual, get your words out. Set fire to that motherfucker. Set fire to it. Release it into the ethers. Do your sacred spiritual baths, showers, cleansing. Huh? Know who you are and what you're about. You're warm-hearted, you're generous, you're kind, you're loving, you're loyal, and you don't deserve the things that you've been going through. Get back on your path and take that leap of faith. This is where it is. Thank you for support and reaching out to me. Sitting, unable to move, as I choose to get me down, but I don't stay down. I am a fighter, a spiritual warrior. Baby, this is Amethyst and Clover. Anyone that rocks with me, baby, we are warriors, especially on the spiritual sense, i.e. Bobo, because we are spirit having a human experience. So yeah, this is that time, and thank you so much, Queen Connie, for bringing that back to me. You're going to have to fight for what you want. You got all this fire, and you feel as though you need to know what to do with it. Choose wisely. You're going to have to make a conscious decision every day. You're going to have to choose you every day. It's like being in a relationship. You're in a relationship, and people always have these insecurities and these doubts that somebody is going to leave. Free will was given to all of us. And people want to know, how do you make, how do these long relationships work? How do they make it to these years? 15 years over here, boo. Ashe. And you know what that's all about? We wake up, give our gratitude and our thanks. We rise up, give our gratitude and our thanks to the Most High, to the divine, to source, to our ancestors, baby. Ashe. We choose ourselves as individuals every day. We know our worth. We know what we're willing to accept and what we're willing not to accept, what we're not willing to accept. And then we see the other person and we choose them every day. Every day is a choice. You may not have many options, but you always have a choice. The same way you put that same energy to fight for these no good relationships with these sorry ass people, you're being encouraged to take that energy and fight for you. Fight for your goals, fight for your vision, fight for your dreams. This is for your legacy. This is for your children and your children's children. Ashe? This is for the universe. This is for the galaxy. This is for all the galaxies. It's not just about you. And then at the same time, it's all about you. So if you're going to make something about you, make it all about you. You're good, you're bad, you're ugly, and you're what the fucks. There's nothing wrong with choosing you. There's nothing wrong with choosing you. I know that's a narcissist trait. I tell people all the time, I got narcissistic tendencies. So, baby, listen, because I love me. I love me more than anybody loves me. And I will always love me just a little bit more than I love anything or anybody. Call me what you want. Like I said, your perception is not my motherfucking reality. I.e. Bobo, I love my boundaries. I honor my boundaries. And I try. Listen, when someone crosses my line, and I done told you where my line was, my loving, gentle heart, see, this is where that green comes out, all this green, my loving, gentle heart, it'd be like, oh, it's okay. No, it's not. That's the fight in between my ego and my heart. My heart be like, it's fine. We're strong. We're Teflon strong. We're built for this. No, the fuck we're not. We just want to keep enduring the bullshit for what? To prove that we're a good person? We ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. We don't owe nothing to nobody. Ashe, you being able to use me, chew me up, spit me out, pick me back up, re-chew me. What animal did I just see? It's an animal that chooses food. It's the elephant. Is it the elephant? I believe the elephant. I keep seeing a bird in my mind, but I think it's the elephant or a hippo. It's a big animal. Anyway, it chooses food, swallows it, regurgitate it, chew it some more, then swallow it, then discard it. That's what some people out here want to do to us. They want to chew us up, swallow us. That means keep us close. Regurgitate, put us through the same bullshit, chew us up some more, because the first time it just wasn't enough. Chew us up some more. Then swallow us down again, hold us, still using us, getting everything they can get out of us. And then discard us. How many times are we going to go through that? That shows you a good person. How many times are we going to go through that? How many times are we going to allow that to happen? How many times? And I struggle with that. My spirit guys is like, Robin, you got to go at least 3 times. No. The compromise was 2. The compromise was 2. Because in my younger days, you only got 1 shot with me. You only got 1 shot. And it was over. That was it. So that's my boundary. That's my line. And being on this spiritual path, you're not leaving any wiggle room. You're not getting what you need. You're not getting the messages. You're still missing parts and pieces. You're going to keep relooping that cycle until you learn some things. Some people do deserve a second chance, Robin. Okay. And then once I was giving people a second chance, they believe in these 3 strikes you out. There will not be thirds. I had to take that to my altar. I had to sit at my round table. I had to talk to my ancestors. I had to talk to my Lawals. I had to talk to my divine. I had to let them know this cycle of life, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. So we had to sit there and we had to talk about that. Why can't I do it? Is it a can't or is it a won't? Take your pick. I'm not doing that. Maybe in my next lifetime. Maybe somebody be able to get the 3 out me. But no. Because you're taking chunks and pieces out of me, and then I have to, take my energy to regenerate myself. Listen, I'm not a lizard. I'm not a crab. You cannot take my arm and expect me to regenerate it. I am a human. I am having a human experience. Maybe spiritually I can do that. Like in my spiritual sense, yeah, I can regenerate. Like you want to cut and stab me in my heart? Yeah, I can regenerate. Yes. But in this physical, so this is where you have to balance out your spiritual and your physical. Spiritually, I can do any motherfucking thing. Because my mama squared me away a long time ago. This flesh is just that. They can't take your spirit. So people can do whatever they're going to try to do, and they still can't get your spirit. But on this physical, having this human experience, if you are constantly trying to find my weak points, if you're constantly trying to find the main arteries where I will bleed to death, because let's be clear, if you cut somebody in the right spot, it ain't got to be that deep of a wound, baby. They'll still bleed to death. You cut that artery, you nick it. It's curtains for you. I'm not going to keep putting myself in a position. And my divine and my Lawals and my ancestors told me. That's why I said everybody got their own working relationships with their ancestors, their Lawals, and their Odishas. This is why you got to go to your altar. This is why you got to go to your round table. This is why you got to be transparent with your goddamn self. You got to know who you are and what you're about. And what I am about is not let people constantly cheer me up and spit me out. I'm not. It doesn't make me feel good. And I know people be like, oh, here she go with her and her feelings. Yes. My feelings are vital. My feelings matter. My feelings count. Yes. See, people don't want you to talk about your feelings, especially when it's in regards to them. Now, if you're talking about your feelings when it's in regard to anybody or anything else, get in with the shit. Like, yes, girl, yes. Bring the ancestors down, bitch. Yes, they with that shit. But when you start talking about your feelings about them, yes, it's uncomfortable. And don't think that some of us do not have feelings. Some of us feel so deeply. And we just want you to understand how deep our feelings go. And I've learned a long time ago, I'm way too deep for some. I'm way too deep for most. They be like, Robin, it's never that deep. I can't stay on the surface. I can't. That's bullshit. And bullshit is fun for a little while. Y'all can bullshit all day long. I bullshitted this morning. And then you know what? Spirit was like, oh yeah, we over this. They done drink the Kool-Aid, baby. Ain't no saving them. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can say to change their mind. They gonna think what they think and they gonna know what they know. Baby, you got choices to make. If you're gonna keep trying to prove your point, or you're gonna let this shit go. I'll let it go. It's as simple as that. This is what it is. There's no point in trying to go back and get revenge, to try to go back and, make somebody pay. Don't forget, you're still using your energy and you're still wasting or avoiding or foregoing the next level up for yourself. So you're trying to make sure that somebody don't win. Let me let you know, just in case nobody has told you, they still winning. If you're still entertaining them, they've won. All it takes is a second to get you off your course. All it takes is a second to not to get you to board that train. All it takes is a second. Then you start hearing that train moving. You be like, what the fuck? And you start trying to run. And now you mad at them for making you miss your train. Then you got to do that shadow work all over again. Then you got to repeat that cycle all over again. Then you got to learn that lesson all over again because you learned it. You just applied it wrong. Take that to your altar. Listen, now is not the time for revenge. Universal law, it really does work. Your divine, your Loas, your Orishas, your spirit guides, however it is you rock, it really does work. And it's coming across, let's just be clear, it's coming across that what I'm speaking of is some petty ass shit. This isn't no life-changing shit, but it will change your life. We're entertaining a lot of bullshit, a lot of petty shit, and we're making it more than what it is. That's the illusion. And the sun has been trying to shine on us, baby. Trying to get us to charge up, to fuel up, to apply our energy and our focus properly. And we're too afraid. So we rather entertain and deal with the shit that we know, which is a whole bunch of bullshit. Take that leap of faith. Go on, honey. Take a chance. Y'all been hearing me say that for like all year. Take a chance. Take a chance. Revenge is not the answer. And if you're going to do revenge, level up. You want to get revenge, level up on these whores. You know. Just because you see something with your spirit's eye doesn't mean that you need to put your energy there. It's just trying to get you to acknowledge that you thought that this was your good Judy. You thought this was your Barney to your Fred. You know what I'm saying? Like, you thought this was Thelma and Louise, and you found out that it was not. Let them go. Cry, hurt, roll around on the floor like Patty, express yourself, do whatever it is that you feel as though you need to do, but just know you only have a small window to do that. Don't think you got days and weeks and months. Because again, energy goes where you go. Ashe, Ashe. I hope that has been helpful. And just to give you some ancestral, angel, however you rock, words, I noticed that there were 2 7s out here on the board. 2 7s. So see, there's a lot of things taking place in the shadows. And a lot of it is taking place in your mind, and a lot of it is taking place in the physical. It all depends on what you want to do. Have some faith, have some patience. There are a lot of cards out here that the person have their eyes closed. His eyes are closed. Her eyes are closed. Her eyes are closed. Her eyes are closed. They are tapping in. They're rocking with spirit. See that yellow coming through? They're getting that mental clarity from doing the cleansing, from allowing spirit to lead. Then you got your orange and your red. Your desires, your wants, your needs. And something else came through, and then I'm going to really get to these cards. Something else came through in regards to needs and necessity. And I know to some that sounds like the same thing, but it's not. When they said, take a look and then look again, as we're cutting out all kinds of people, places, and things, now we're down to the nitty gritty. Ashe, Ashe. Roll out, baby. I love you. When you're taking a look into needs and necessities, take a look to see, yeah, you do need this. So you think, is it vital? Is it necessary? Because we're, again, trying to lighten our load. Ashe, Ashe. So seeing the 2 7s, I purposely went to go find the 7. And they want you to know that you are brilliant. You have your process. Start over. You possess a very refined mind and a deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. See? You got to know, and you need to know that they know that you know. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes give you a greater awareness than most. What are you doing with your awareness? Are you still fucking around with the fuck shit, or are you willing to level up? 7. So I was like, oh, 7, 7. And it says, I am brave. It is time for you to move on from the old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambition. Now is the time to be bold and brave. Be bold, be brave. Oh, and my nails are very pretty. Thank you, girl. And then as I was shuffling to get some other messages, no, lies and deceit. So when I saw the 77777 was right behind it. I am in the flow. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness is in your soul. I am in the flow. So that's that Cancer energy telling you to, be in the flow. Rock with spirit. Stay calm. Ain't no need to go back and retaliate. Ain't no need to set these motherfuckers on fire. Stay peace. You was peace before. I know ignorance is never bliss, but in your world it probably was. But now that you know, now you feel like you gotta do something. No. Stay your path. Stay true to you. Remember your purpose. Remember your goal. Your ancestors have been telling you. They got you. They got this. Universal law. It applies to everyone, whether they acknowledge it, believe it, or not. Ashe, Ashe. I said that when I was looking, I saw 7, 9, and 10 on the board. 8 was missing. As I was shuffling, 8 flew out. My niece can testify. She was on the phone. Your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 represents the ebb and flow of the infinite loop of creation. See? You're in the flow. You're in the flow. And it says, I am successful. You're successful if you stay in the flow with what you've been working on. They can't go, and they know they can't go, so they're trying to get you not to go either. The shadow card was 31. I am disciplined. Your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. See? The balance of it all. That's that earth and mind. Ashe, Ashe. So that means that earth, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Air is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. The imagination. Oh, and Pisces, really big with the imagination. Ashe, Ashe. And that's that water energy coming on through. Your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. Your mind is steering with creative ideas. Your mind is steering with creative ideas. And you have the organizational skills to manifest them to your life. I am disciplined. They're telling you, stay focused. Stay focused. 10 also came out. You have a great leadership skill. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all details, then direct others on how to carry things out. I am ingenious. See, they're talking about being a leader here. You can't be a leader still following behind people that have done you wrong. Let's be cool. Take all of that to your altar. I hope that has been helpful. And don't forget, a lot of this is in your mind. A lot of the shit that's taking place is in your mind. Check in on your ego. You definitely want to rock. Today is a good day to do those 10 minutes of meditation, activating, and working with your third eye. Ashe, Ashe. May no ill thought, words, curses, sexes, spells, negative energy, low vibration cross you, your ori, your auric, or your aortic field. We want to take what we need and leave the rest. Ashe, Ashe. Peace, peace, peace.